to Carmel Catholic.
Good evening. I am Shelley Lindgren, the Business and Technology Department Chair. I am very excited for you to see the business presentations of these amazing students this evening. As I stand here, I am very proud to say that I am the teacher of these incredible individuals. The students have worked so hard all year and have grown tremendously over the past 10 months. Their work ethic, enthusiasm, and commitment to the program and each other have been invigorating to watch. I am very excited to see where their successes will take them. I was thrilled to be able to launch such a valuable program this year at Carmel. The Business Incubator class is really about the students gaining real-world experience in business by becoming true entrepreneurs. Here is a little insight into the program.
So the Business Incubator program is something really different that we've offered here at Carmel before. It involves the community, parents can get involved, experts from the field can come in and talk to the students about the different units that we offer. So it's really exciting for them to have mentors. They're mentoring them through the program, helping them develop their business and their ideas, helping them work through problems and issues that they would have if they were actually outside in the world of work. So it is very different. The students are so positive, they're so animated, and it's really exciting to see them grow.
The enthusiasm for the program is phenomenal. It's contagious. They could not wait to tell me what they were doing, how they were getting their financing, what their pitch was like. It was so energizing for me. What I also enjoyed seeing was the way they pitched their product and what that was going to look like as the school year went on, as they get ready to pitch in May. And I was very impressed with their level of maturity, the caliber of student, and the kind of product that they were designing.
I would tell you that I think Carmel has made a great decision in introducing the class, simply because this is something that will help the children in the years ahead when they actually enter the world of employment versus class, because collaborating with each other as well as different areas of the school are going to be important.
To their credit, and I'm amazed at it every time I'm here, they continue to find new ideas. They reach out to new people in the community and have come up with wonderful ideas with limited resources, I might add.
That when he first got asked about this program, he was excited, and we talked about it at home. And not knowing exactly what it was about, they kept saying Shark Tank, and that excited him. So we're all in. He was willing to take the jump into doing something different, and I think ever since then he's been having a blast. And
I decided to take it because I have an interest in business next year, or in the future, but it was really like group collaborated, and you can work with other students, and it's not really like the teacher based, it's more student based.
Can't say enough about the program as far as what it's done for Claire and instilling confidence in her and her ability to present in front of adult business owners, and just a whole variety of opportunities that I never dreamed she could experience at the high school level.
The thing I think I see is him looking outside the box. Like everything is not black and white. They're, hey, let's look at it from this angle or this angle. And I was talking to my husband about it last night, and one of the points he brought up too was that you look at the world a different way. With the using your imagination, how can we make the world better?
A good opportunity to meet new people and experience a new environment in Carmel that you don't normally get inside a classroom, and that we can interact with each other really well.
So it's very exciting, it's very different, and it's very real life. something that we've never been able to offer before.
Proud to say that the future is in good hands with how smart and how motivated and how much work these kids have been putting into the program.
I have been very honored to bring in such incredible coaches and mentors and want to thank all of them for their time and expertise. I want to give a special thank you to Mr. Brian Jensen, who volunteered to be the community champion for the year. Brian's support and enthusiasm have been overwhelming, and he has made a big impact on the program. I would also like to thank the parents for allowing their children to take this journey with me. They jumped on board with a program they knew little about, and for that I am truly grateful. I was very interested in bringing the Business Incubator program to Carmel and was given the approval by Dr. Bonham to go out and do the research. After visiting several schools and seeing the impact the program was having on their high school students, I was very excited to bring the program to our school. Dr. Bonham has been instrumental in bringing this program to Carmel, and he has been a never-ending support throughout the year. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Dr. Bonham to say a few words.
Thank you, Shelley, and thank you for everyone for being here tonight. I've been involved in Catholic education and administration for close to 20 years, and never in my life have I ever been prouder of a group of students and faculty and staff that has been able to make this program worthwhile. I think what you'll see tonight are students that are confident, proud, but have shown their creativity and their true spirit of what it means to be a Carmel Catholic student. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, especially the parents, the mentors, and the countless hours that goes into running a program like this. I think when we look at business world or even in education or anything that we go through in life, we always tell our students to take risks. Believe in yourself, believe in what the talents that God has given you, and then showcase that. There are easier classes to take, there are easier things to do, but what you'll see tonight is students really taking a risk and showcasing their God-given talents and providing a special program for you tonight. I cannot thank everyone enough for being here tonight. I can't thank all of you enough for supporting the students and supporting Carmel Catholic. But I want to especially thank Shelley Lindgren, Joe Schultz, and all our mentors and our parents for the fabulous job that you guys have done and everything that there is. There is a contagious spirit of enthusiasm, and I want to thank all of you. I can't go without thanking also the Coleman Foundation, which has provided a significant amount of funding for this program. But most importantly, I want to thank the students as well for doing this tonight and really showcasing your talents. God bless every one of you, and thank you for being here tonight, and enjoy tonight's program. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask everyone if you could please stand, and we're going to begin tonight's program with a prayer.
I had the privilege of going into the incubator classroom activities last week and was able to observe the 5 different groups and their collaboration and their brainstorming and how they got from A to Z on their ideas. And it was really thrilling, quite exciting actually, and so proud to see this at Carmel. The first group that I'm going to introduce is Vito. Now, veto rhymes with a pesky little insect, the mosquito. And without stealing their thunder, all I want to say is, veto mosquito.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Jackson Tashinsky,
I'm Natalie Rutz. I'm Claire Queenan. I'm Sydney Pilling.
And I'm Lily Sykes.
and we are Veto.
So let's say you're sitting at your kid's soccer game. You're with all the parents on the sideline, cheering the team on, but it is a very humid day outside. So you're worried about those pesky mosquitoes that are swarming all around you. You're constantly slapping your arms and your legs, worrying about getting bitten. But it's just a mosquito bite, right? This is a member of the Aedes aegypti mosquito family. This is the insect that has carried the Zika virus. This is an epidemic that has spread widely across the United States recently, causing thousands and thousands of people to be very sick.
274. According to the Disease Control and Prevention Center, this year alone, from January to May, there have been 5,274 reported cases of Zika in the United States. As you can see from this map, nearly half the United States is covered in red, indicating the areas where Zika is prominent. In Illinois, there have been 108 reported cases of Zika. Zika, however, is not the only issue. Malaria is another prevalent disease that is transmitted by mosquitoes. Every 30 seconds, a child dies from malaria. That means by the end of this presentation, about 20 children will have died. For many of us, mosquito bites are just a simple nuisance, but around the world, they are a matter of life and death. This is why we have created our company, not only to help those in the United States, but also the people around the world. So today, we introduce you Veto.
Veto is a unique at-home system that provides you with an effective and lasting method to infuse mosquito repellent into your clothes through the use of a dryer. Now, how exactly does Veto work? There's three main components to our product, and the first one is permethrin solution. Permethrin is a chemical that we chose for our product, and that it is also an insecticide, which means it's harmful to mosquitoes if they come in contact with it. By actively embedding our permethrin solution into our sheet, we hope to eliminate the problem of those pesky bugs. Our second component is our sheet. Our sheet is similar to a dryer sheet, and it's going to be soaked in the permethrin solution. And the third component is our garment bag. Our garment bag is made of a special material that keeps the permethrin insulated. What this allows for is for the permethrin off of the permethrin sheet to efficiently transfer over to your clothes, all while being helped with the steam of the dryer. This also allows for you to dry other clothes that you don't necessarily want to be affected if you just put them outside of the bag.
We have developed 4 characteristics that differentiate Veto from the competitors. First, Veto is versatile. This means that our customers can increase the longevity of our product through the use of the dryer. Since we chose permethrin as the chemical to put inside the sheet, this means that the heat inside the dryer will activate the permethrin. So, if you put one sheet of the permethrin solution sheets into the dryer with the clothes, this means the next time you put those clothes in the dryer, you won't have to use a sheet. The heat will reactivate the permethrin inside the clothes. Next, Veto is efficient. This means that you can choose what clothes you want to put in the garment bag, but you can also put other clothes around in the dryer that will not be affected with permethrin. So you won't have to disrupt your regular laundry loads. Next, Veto is timely. Since our product is an at-home system, this means you can do it whenever you want. This differs a great deal from our main competitor at Insect Shield. This is a company that requires its customers to send their clothes off to a factory in Virginia to be embedded with permethrin. It's very expensive and it takes a long time. But with Veto, you can do the same thing in your own house. And lastly, Veto is odorless. Majority of the people in this room probably use bug spray as their main mosquito repellent. But what is in bug spray is DEET. This is the chemical that causes the sticky substance on your skin and the strong odor. When you're wearing Veto, you won't even know it's on you, and the mosquitoes won't bother you.
So after some discussion, we decided to make our early adopters men and women from ages 19 to 54. Now we know this is a bigger, broader group of early adopters, but we did that on purpose because we know that Vito can appeal to people with different kinds of lifestyles. And what I mean by that is, for instance, on one end of the spectrum, there could be an individual who loves going camping, who's outside all the time, and then on the other end of the spectrum, there could be a family with young children who don't necessarily need Vito on an everyday basis, but could still benefit from it but when they attend events like bonfires or soccer games. And because the original inspiration for our product was those deeply affected by diseases like Zika and malaria, we hope to expand our company one day to reach out and help those people, which is most likely be in the areas in and around Africa and South America. And it also has been proven that our product does work with just a bucket of water and a washboard.
We sent out a survey back in October on the United Pilots Forum. This was able to reach all 50 states with 31 coming back, with the majority of the 20% from Illinois. Out of the 106 responses, 78% said that they would be willing to try this product, which means there is a demand. We'll be able to reach our customers through our website and be able to sell our product through it. In addition, we have Facebook and Twitter, which will be able to put updates, promos, and get in contact with our customers.
Our first product, Vito Starter Kit, will be $14.99 and will include 1 specialized garment bag and 6 permethrin-infused sheets. We will now pass around our prototypes for you guys to take a look while we continue our presentation. Right now, we have 3 garment bags to look at and a couple sheets. In the future, when we grow, we will also be selling Vito refill kits, which will only include the sheets, for you only need the bag one time. So who's going to buy our product? Our TAM, our total available market, is the whole population of the United States, around 321.4 million. We went with this number because almost everybody in the United States are affected by mosquitoes. To narrow that down, for our SAM, our serviceable market, we went with people in the South because that is where the most prevalent people are affected by mosquitoes, which is approximately 54.8 million. Finally, for our SOM, our serviceable obtainable market, is people in the South aged 19 to 54 with families, around 16 million. As we grow globally with our product, we will have to readjust these numbers to fit those needs.
In our detailed 5-year revenue plan, we made a conservative estimate based on the global need for our product. As you can see from this chart and this graph, our predicted revenue will be over $1 million at the end of year 5. Our total gross profit will be around $300,000 at the end of year 5. With these predictions, we will be making about 20% of our total revenue.
With these guesses, we are asking for $8,000 with 15% equity of our company. We hope you can help us with this goal.
So, let's say you're back at that soccer game. You're still cheering on the team with all the parents, but this time you won't have to worry about those mosquitoes because you'll be wearing Vito. So we hope that you can help us to Vito the mosquito.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight. We are now open for questions.
If I could interject, there will be about 10 minutes of questions if anyone has a question from the panel, and every group is going to get in at 20 minutes overall. So we'll be wrapping that up in 8 or 9 minutes.
So I assume the chemical permethrin, did you do any research on, FDA approval for that? Is it a known, chemical that, is fine out there in the market? Tell me about that a little bit.
Yes, permethrin is a popular product for like campers and people that are in the wilderness a lot. There are products like it where you can spray down tents and things like that, and it doesn't only affect mosquitoes, it affects all insects, but it is not harmful on the skin once it is activated in the dryer. And the reason it's good for this product is because you can't smell it and you can't feel it, so you won't know what's on you. But it is approved because there are products like it.
Like DEET though, DEET is very, it doesn't work well with clothes. We tried it and it was really like slimy and didn't work well. But permethrin is known for being used with clothes and the skin. Makes it perfect.
Okay, thanks.
So following up on that, do you need a license or any type of particular approval from any governmental body to offer this, even though the product or leaked method is considered safe?
I mean, at the moment, we don't have that, but there's other, Sawyer, for example, is another company that does this sort of thing. They just spray the clothes, and all they have on their bottle is just a warning label, safe around it, so I don't know if there's any special aspects for that.
And what type of testing have you done, either on clothes or with humans on this? Have you gone through any type of protocol that way?
Well, with the help of our science teachers at our school, we struggled a lot in the beginning of our testing process with finding a chemical that would work for our product. And one of the science teachers suggested permethrin, and we found a system online that someone else had already done of how to test it. So we put the permethrin on the clothing and we cycled it through the dryer, and then we scraped it. We soaked it in acetone, and then we scraped that after it dried out, and we did a flame test with copper, and if the copper wire turned green, that's how we knew that the permethrin had transferred onto the cloth that we tested with. So we know that it works. We still would have to do, with our funding, we would still have to do further testing to work out all the kinks with our product.
Hey guys, great job. Can you talk about your distribution model? How are we going to sell this online, in the stores, mail order? Tell us.
We hope to start online and see what we can do from there, and then hopefully go to local retail stores and local Targets, Walmart, stuff like that. But we would start online on our website.
Because you see a lot of those products, like the Sawyer, which is the sprayable permethrin that we were talking about. You see them at Dick's Sporting Goods or Bass Pro Shops and stuff, but you see mosquito spray everywhere. And this is more of an everyday type of thing, so you can see it in most common retail.
Congratulations also on the handout. This is cool.
Thank you.
One suggestion might be to hand it out after the presentation, because I was guilty of reading it while you guys were talking. But that said, it looks like you've got $300 allocated for patents.
Yes. Just patenting our idea and just the permethrin, the way of transferring and stuff like that. It's $300 to get it started, but it's $10,000 each year afterwards once we get it approved and stuff like that. So that's just for the first year. We have that just in case.
And then the last question on legal. This sheet and even the bag are, do you need to get trademarks or patents on either of these? I'm not a lawyer. My colleague next to me is, but it seems like I'm looking at a sheet of bounce, and it seems, just generally speaking, common sense, that might be a patent infringement of some sort, or have you already looked into that?
We hope to get a lawyer to help us with that, but we are going to have our own sheet to develop, and I think the thing that'll make us different is that we're going to have that solution on the sheet. So right now it's dry, but we would actually have it wet with the solution on there. So it would be different than the normal Bounty because it'd be a totally different solution on the sheet itself.
That sheet also is, obviously it's just a prototype right now, but our sheet will be thicker and more durable than a dryer sheet, so that will also differentiate ours from a dryer sheet.
Okay, thanks.
Great job, boys and girls. I was wondering, I don't know if this is, I should know this, but when you put the clothes on, does that eliminate the need to spray your exposed skin? Is that how it works?
Theoretically, yeah, that's what we're going for. So you can completely bypass spraying yourself and smelling super bad with the bug spray, and it's theoretically supposed to be more effective.
Because it's a strong chemical.
It's stronger, yeah.
And does it repel other insects?
Yes, it does.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Ticks was another main thing. If you're using it when you're going camping or something like that, which could prevent things like Lyme's disease. But yeah, permethrin is very strong for it.
That's great. I love the logo too with the dog. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Good job.
So talk about your cost of manufacture versus the profit margin. How did you guys, base your cost of manufacture? What did you research to get that, and then how did you research your retail sales price?
One of the ways we create our prototype was there's this company called Dryel, and they do it's not the same thing. It's kind of combining Insect Shield and Dryel is kind of what our product is. So they are an at-home dry cleaning system. So our system is kind of similar to theirs, where we put our sheet and the clothes in the bag, just like they would with their dry cleaning sheet. Sorry, I forgot what your question was. Can you repeat your question, please?
You know,
Oh,
being a banker,
manufacturing.
I'm just trying to get to what the profit, the cost versus the retail price, and then what the profit is, and how solid those numbers seem to be, for you guys.
Okay, so we, based off of like Dry L and the way they package theirs, we kind of took their price and we estimated out how much it would take to how much it would cost to make our product. We also looked at like makeup wipes and how many come in a pack and like how much it actually costs. We kind of found like ours would be more durable and more expensive to make than makeup wipes, but they will be less than like the Dry L sheets. So we kind of picked a number in between there and estimated it out, and then we picked a number for our total revenue based on like how many people we predict will need it based on our TAM, SAM, and SOM, and we just subtracted the numbers to find our total revenue, or our total profit.
Okay, thanks. One last question I have. How long does the product last then? I know you can put it back in the dryer and get it kind of rehab, but how long, once you put it in the dryer, how long until you have to take it back?
So at Insect Shield, the other company that we were talking about, they say up to like 70 washes, but it kind of depends on how often you're washing those clothes, because it will stay in the clothes, but obviously won't be as strong if you keep washing it on and on. But it does stay in there for a long time.
It also depends on how many sheets you put in the dryer. So like the more sheets of infused with permethrin you put in the dryer with your clothes in the bag, it will help prolong it. So if you just put one sheet, it will only last for like a few days. But if you put more than one, it could last you a few weeks.
So you're still in the prototype stage, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So you haven't really gone down the path of understanding, kind of following up on the question about distribution and how you're going to go to market. You haven't really fleshed out how you're going to do this other than website sales. You don't have production or anything like that, right? You haven't done a beta test.
No, we don't really have the materials to do it right now, so that's
Or the
what,
resources.
the funding would help with, because we have to obviously, with the chemicals and everything, we have to contact people with that.
Right.
So that's what we basically just based it off of.
Have you considered any partnerships with either clothing manufacturers who would be in this space, or potentially a consumer product company that offers a mosquito repellent as a product?
Yes, we actually contacted, with the help of our mentor, S.C. Johnson, and we got up to a pretty high person over there, and they weren't really willing to help us because
kind of shut us down.
Yeah, because they think that they might be trying to develop something similar. So hopefully in the future that would be possible, but there's a demand for it. So.
Well, that just as a lesson, there's a risk when you have a product like this.
Yeah.
Because, and again, I think just pairing off what was said over here is that, whether you have these don't seem very complicated, right? Manufacturing-wise, so not having a patent or anything like that probably exposes you to, even if you got started, to get rolled over by the big boys.
May I call you Sharks? Sharks, we have time for 2 more questions.
Okay. Don't call us sharks.
We will be available for questions after. I think they're limiting
Yeah.
it to the panel for now, sorry. I think they're going to have us.
We'll be
meet
out
you in
at
the back.
tables out there at the end of the presentations, so you can come ask us questions.
Very good. Very good. Nicely.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
While we're getting ready for the next group, I'd like everybody to look at the handout that they got when they were coming in, because there's different ways to get involved. Not just the panel of invited guests that are asking the questions, but if you have a particular interest in getting involved in the capacity of being a mentor, learning more about each of the individual programs, making a contribution in the future to the INCubator program at Carmel Catholic, Please see the inserted card, and you will be able to leave that at the door, and follow-up will be done after the event. Something to look at while the next group is getting ready. Again, to reiterate the rules, roughly 20 minutes from the time the presenters begin through the question and answer period from the panel. So we're going to try to keep on that schedule just to move it along and give everybody an equal amount of time. I'd like to introduce our next group. They are called Keep Safe, and they have a product that I think many of us with college-age students might like to use in that demographic as well. Again, not to steal their thunder, I'd like to welcome Keep Safe.
Kids, they're your life. Everything you do, them.
And one of your biggest concerns for them is their safety.
But at the same time, you want to give them the independence that they need.
You let your child go to the park thinking everything is going to be okay.
You live in a safe community. Nothing bad's ever going to happen, right?
And then the unthinkable happens.
Your child is nowhere in sight.
And suddenly, you begin to think, what can ever happen? You question if you will ever see your child again.
$800,000 children are reported missing in the United States each year.
By the time we're done giving this presentation, about 30 children will be reported missing or abducted.
But we have the solution.
Hi, I'm Hannah Broskin.
I'm Sarah Grabowski.
I'm Anthony Passarelli.
I'm Ava Spear.
And I'm Annie Wysek.
And we are Keep Safe.
Keep Safe offers parents a peace of mind while assuring their child's safety and whereabouts through a stylish safety bracelet.
Designed with the latest safety technology, our product offers consistent GPS tracking and safe zones put to the parent's phone.
Another aspect of our product is communication. If your child's ever in an uncomfortable situation, they can press the button on their bracelet that sends an alert to the parent's phone, where the parent can then go on the app and track their child. The app consists of all these features, including GPS tracking, safe zone installing, and notification alerts.
This is a model of what we want our future app to look like. When you first log into the app, this will be your home screen. It will be your children's profile, and it will give you the option to add as many children as you want. Each bracelet will be encrypted with a unique ID code that will ensure the safety of your bracelet. When you click onto a profile, a map will pop up of where your child will be located. You will then be able to zoom in and out of the map as much as you'd like. Another feature we want to incorporate is safe zones. Safe zones gives you the opportunity to set parameters of where your child can be. So let's say little Tommy was going to the park. You could set a safe zone for the park. And if Tommy were to leave the perimeters of the park, a message will then be sent to your phone letting you know he has left. And you can then use the GPS to locate him.
During our MVP, we had originally designed our product to be a necklace. We used the $100 we earned from the pitch and bought the whistle, a dog tracking collar. We handed the whistle over to our engineering team, and they took it apart and looked inside the components. After we saw the components, we realized that the components were too big for the unsuspecting necklace that we were going for. So now we've changed our product to a bracelet, also being more attracted to boys and girls. This is a design of our prototype. As you can see, they're customizable with different names and colors. There's also a safety button that's very sleek on the top. If the child were to press that button, it would send an alert straight to the parent's phone. If they were to press it again within the next 10 seconds, there would be another notification going to the phone saying the child is no longer in distress. We also have an elastomer band in the back that we are hoping to make customizable or interchangeable in the future.
And while most people have never heard of a product like KeepSafe, we do have some competitors. So we have gone onto our competitors' websites and we have looked at the customer reviews. Most of the customer reviews have been negative, so we're planning on turning those negatives into positives in our bracelet. Some of the customer reviews that we are trying to change is the bulkiness. Most parents say that it's too bulky and it's ugly, and their child won't want to wear that. And that's what we're working to fix with KeepSafe, a sleek, stylish bracelet.
For our customer segment, we are planning on targeting parents with children ages 5 to 11. We want these parents to live in suburban or urban communities with a upper to lower class income.
The main sources of feedback we've gotten on our product has been through our website and surveys. We have about 400 people that have expressed interest in our product in the past few months through both of these methods. Another use for our product, is, besides trying to lower the child abduction rate, is also to give parents comfort as they start to give their kids more independence. We believe our product gives a common ground that allows parents to be comfortable with their child's well-being. Through the surveys, we also realized a great amount of parents that have been separated from their child, either at an amusement park, airport, or mall throughout their lifetime. And for the cost structure, we have the product components at $180. However, we're working to lower it with bundle packaging. And the 2% is for the outside band, along with a 5% for the actual manufacturing, plus $5 for the data plan, which brings our total to $200. We then added a 15% price markup, which brings our total to $225 with a $25 profit.
Our TAM is 39.4 million. 39.4 million parents with children under the age of 18. Our SAM is 14.9 million. 14.9 million parents with children in our age range 5 to 11. Our size of market is then going to be 14,900. This is 0.1% of our SAM, 14.9 million.
A big aspect of our company is to market it. We want to use our marketing strategies throughout the first 5 years of our company. In year one, we want to target the Lake County area, and we want to go to school districts across the area and talk to teachers, administrators, students, and parents to get feedback on our product. In this year, we won't initially be selling, as instead we will be collecting pre-orders. We will be addressing about 38 elementary school districts to get feedback. In year two, we are going to expand into the entire state of Illinois. There, we will be addressing 375 elementary school districts, and our selling will officially begin. Years 3 through 5 is when we really want to increase our marketing strategies and get it across the country. We will start by slowly going out through the Midwest in the years 3 and 4, and by the end of year 5, we will have covered the entire United States and taken a look at more than 14,000 elementary schools.
This is our 5-year annual net income plan. So we hope to sell at least 14,900 units over the course of 5 years, which is 0.1% of our market. Our first year will be spent developing our prototype, which is why we have negative $500, because that's already incorporated into our total capital. However, in this year, we also plan on selling at least 18 pre-orders a month of our product, which will then be distributed in year 2, along with an additional 766 products. As you can see, the incline in sales through year 3 through 5 is due to our expansion of marketing throughout the United States, which brings our overall IRR to 53%.
As mentioned before, we're trying to capture 0.1% of our 14.9 million parent market. This means that we will have sold at least 14,900 units in 5 years. This will give us an annual net income of $372,500. And with this money is going to be the bare minimum. We hope to also increase our revenue through the selling of our interchangeable bands, as well as people purchasing ad space on our apps as well.
Our anticipated exit multiple is 15 times of our net income, which means by the end of 5 years, we would like to be selling our company for $3 million. We would like to sell our company to a strategic buyer. When we all go to college, we are planning on separating the company evenly among the 5 of us, and then coming back every other week and talking about what we need to fix or what we have found.
So now we need your help. Although our cost structure tells us that we'll need about $50,000 to start up our company, tonight we're asking you for $20,000 in return for a 14% stake in our company. We're going to be using this $20,000 to build our prototype so we can test and sell it and also further our app development. When you invest in KeepSafe, you're not only investing in our company, but you're investing to save the lives of thousands of children.
So, what if we could go back in time?
What if we could make a difference in our world?
What if KeepSafe was your saving grace?
Every minute and a half, a child goes missing. For thousands of children, that minute and a half can be a life-defining moment.
KeepSafe's goal is to assure parents the safety and security of their children at all costs, and we are sure to do just that with KeepSafe.
And on behalf of the team of KeepSafe, we would like to thank you for coming, and we are now open to questions.
So just so I understand the technology a little bit, so what is the range of the product? So, if, you know, in your example, the child's at the park and gets kidnapped, you know, somebody's driving 5 miles away and he pushes the button. What's the range of it?
So there is not a range because we're going to use satellite GPS.
GPS?
Yes.
Okay, so it just follows wherever.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I hear you say that you have to have a data plan then?
Yes, that's for sending the message. So if the kid were to press the button and send an alert to the app on the parent's phone, that's what requires the data plan.
The data plan. So in your marketing premise of going to schools, have you approached any schools? What's been the response?
Yes, we've approached schools already, and we've sent out our survey to them actually, so we got a lot of feedback from there already. We intended to go to schools as well because we can have actually kids in the first year maybe test our bracelets, see how they like it, make modifications in that first year, so we're absolutely ready to sell in year 2.
So is the reason I'm asking about the schools, you know, many times institutions don't like to back particular products because if it doesn't work or there's a problem, then it's like, well, gee, you know, you guys were selling this at the school or talking about it, and so therefore, you know, there's a problem. So have you given any thought to a direct marketing effort to the parents? Because that's really your market, right? The parents.
Yes, we are directly selling to parents, obviously because they're the ones who are going to be buying this for their children. But we also want just like the feedback from children as well. We're looking to that so we can see what they like design-wise too, that they will be willing to wear our bracelet.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe my kids are different, I'm sorry. Maybe my kids are different. They may like the bracelets, but I don't think they would like knowing that their parents could follow them, so good luck with that part. I think it was great you did research on competition and you see that there's stuff out there. Have you been able to buy any of those, test it, see the prices? Is there any public information on those companies? How are those guys doing relative to what you're doing?
Sorry, you can go.
We have not bought any of the products. Some of the websites that we have gone on haven't even shown a price for the product, partially because they haven't sold any yet. They are still receiving pre-orders, which is what we would do in our first year. And some of the websites that are selling, they're selling from anywhere between $150 to about $300. And most of the reviews that they have gotten, a lot of them have been negative. So we really want to try and focus on turning those negatives into positives.
What were some of the negatives?
One product, the SIM card wasn't already installed in the bracelet or a watch that they had. So the customer had to go out, buy their own SIM card, install it themselves. So that was a hassle. Along with either other products that are like bracelets, they were too bulky. The kids didn't want to wear them. And there's also ones that are just like clip-on tracking devices. So there's no communication between the kid and the parent. And those are also kind of obvious too, versus if it's something just clipped onto your clothing or just hanging off your backpack.
So it looks like it's one of those rubber bracelet things that kids wear at parties and stuff like. Is that about? It's a little bit bulkier than that, obviously, right?
band part is rubber, and then the part with the name on it and the button would be plastic. It would be more bulky than, say, a Fitbit, but at the same time, it's less bulky than our competition.
Have you thought about like an expandable thing where it's real easy to pull on, pull off?
Yeah, we've looked into doing the band kind of similar to Fitbit, so it would either clip on. We're still working with a final design for that, but it's going to be that texture. And yeah, we're looking in if it's something they could clip on or if it's expandable where they would just slide it on.
And for the younger kids, you know, sometimes they'll just pull it off. Maybe something that would attach, you could put it on their clothes and they wouldn't even know it was there.
Yeah. We're making sure that like also like kids won't be able to take it off that easily, and like if like a predator were to like get them, or if they're lost or something, like it wouldn't come off easily. So like it would just be dropped on the ground and then their child's gone. Like we want to make sure it will stay on the child so then our product will do its job and keep the child safe.
And the monthly plan, do you have any idea how much that would be? Because that would be income coming in to
The
you.
monthly data plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now we currently have it as $5, but we're still working on an exact price for it. But it will be relative to that, which is how our competition is.
Good job.
I'm going to give the 1 to 2 minute warning.
Okay, so with the data plan, do you guys have to plug in with the cell companies? I mean, you need to
Yeah.
sell Verizon, AT&T.
What our current
Sprint?
plan is, and we do have to kind of do some trial with this to see what works best for our customers as well, but we plan on purchasing all of like the data plans through ourselves, and so the customers will be paying us instead, so we can work through that, so it's not an issue of what carriers can we use, so it'll be set through us.
Okay. Going back to kind of your B2B2C, you're selling to, or you're talking about going to school districts, and then, as he said, that could have a little bit of a issue because sometimes schools or school districts don't want to sponsor a product or service that maybe fails. But I like the idea. I mean, you're really looking at the school district as like a lead source, because ultimately your customer is the parent, right? The parent is a member, if you will, of the school district. Can you think of other lead sources, and I'm just thinking out loud here, but that might not have as much risk attached as the school district, but you can still reach all those parents in the community? Maybe a travel soccer club on a local level to beta this thing. So you go to a big travel soccer club that has a bunch of parents whose kids are members. Or I guess what I'm looking for is just because you really want to try to define what that market is. And I like your stepped-out approach of going locally and then statewide and then regionally and then nationally. But you don't get to national. You don't get to national unless you prove it at a local level. So think about that distribution point, if you will, or that channel, because you know, if you look around and think hard, there's probably pockets of these different types of groups or member associations, for lack of a better word, that can reach out and are connected to your ultimate consumer, which is the parent.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was the last question. Thank you. Keep safe. While the next group is getting ready, I'd like everybody to take a minute to think about people in their lives that they know might be great mentors, people that have time to give, people that have terrific leadership qualities that might be able to come to the classroom and volunteer in the year ahead. They're always looking for great mentors and leaders to guide the kids in this class. So think about that or recommend someone. Also, if you have an interest in any of these companies in particular, for whatever reason, one-on-one, a donation, to come and mentor, please see the card in your program, and we'll collect those at the end. I think you would all agree that the team dynamic with these groups is pretty phenomenal. When I went to the classroom to observe, they were all in their groups, And each one of them took a significant role in the idea generation and bringing all the pieces together. And when I asked all the students what their strengths were, they were very articulate. And it was true that it was a very collaborative effort and people were playing to their strengths. And I'm sure you would agree that you're seeing that on the stage right now with these groups. The next group that we're going to introduce is called Curo. Curo is Latin for to manage. Now, much like the group that went before, there are some aspects of parenting that are also included in this innovation, but on a very, very different level. Please let them tell you all about their company, Curo.
Take a moment with me and imagine your child graduating from college. You couldn't be prouder. An Ivy League school, 4.0 GPA, Dean's List every single semester. They're perfect. They're going to med school now. You've had a great child. But then one day you get this call. It's parents' instinct, right? You know something's not right. You begin trying to bargain to get it out of them, but they're just nervous. They finally tell you they're nearly $5,000 in credit card debt, and they're only 22. On top of that, they have thousands and thousands of dollars in student loans. Begin questioning, where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? What could I have taught them? Could Curo have helped them? The answer is yes. Hi, I'm Caitlin Vogel.
I'm Allison Belmont.
I'm Talia Slowinski.
I'm Liz Schuler, and we're co-founders of Curo. So you're probably wondering, what's our story? How did we create Curo? Well, when we first started in the incubator program, we were taught to look at our day, see what problems we encountered, and how we could possibly find a solution. Well, one thing that we all thought of was teens were given more responsibility and more freedom by possibly having a first car, first job, and a later curfew. But we really focused in on that first job, because for some of us, when we would get our paycheck, we would spend it right away. So we had found our problem. We wanted to stop the spending cycle that teens would go through. So we were thinking to ourselves, what are the financial basics that teens need to know? What do their parents want them to know? By doing research for both parties, we were able to create an app layout and education plan that will please both the parents and teens, because we want to be preparing them for their future.
Need. There's obviously a huge need for something like Curo. Overall, throughout the United States, the cumulative debt amount is $1.4 trillion in student loan debt. Now, 71% of students are going to be applying for student loans when they go into college. And out of that 71%, there are 44 million borrowers. Crazy, right?
Now that you know just a tiny bit about Curo, I would like to show you our BMC. BMC stands for Business Model Canvas and is basically a layout of our whole company structure. On here specifically, I would like to show you our first adopters. Our first adopters will be the parents. We know that most teens aren't going to want to whip out their iPhone and start learning about finance. But they will be doing it because their parents will be telling them to. And Curo will be interesting enough to keep their attention, so they'll be learning. Next, I'd like to show you our competitors. We have two main technological competitors, which are Mint and Quicken. But as you'll see later on in the presentation, the thing that sets us apart is our simplicity. Finally, I'd like to share with you our unique value proposition, which is basically a slogan for our whole entire company. Teaching young adults the value of money and importance of saving to create successful financial foundations. Today we're here asking for $7,255 for a 12% stake in our company.
So education is a very crucial aspect of our app. We want teens to be learning and growing while they're using Curo. So we decided to use a platform called SMART Goals. SMART meaning specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. If teens follow this, they're not only going to be able to create financial goals, but they can create goals in any aspect of their life. Now with this, teens are going to be looking at what their needs and wants are. what comes in their line of importance and what parents think should come in their line of importance. From there, teens are going to be able to do many things by creating budgets, investing in stock, and much more. So, what are our tools for success? Well, one major tool is going to be our educational videos. Yep, one click away, and teens are going to be learning in no time. From there, we want teens to also be using our blogs. If they're learning stories from each other, they're going to be taking in so much more information. We also want them to pay attention to our notifications. Whether if that's coming through our app or our Twitter, we want them to be absorbing as much information as possible. And again, touching on the future, we want them ready and we want them growing.
As Liz said, education is a key aspect of our app. Now, there's a few things that sets us apart from our competitors. First off, we're for teens. We are not teaching them how to get their credit cards ready or how to pay their loans on time, but rather, we're teaching them the fundamentals. Our app is completely customizable, and it lays out how to start a budget. Now, obviously, we're expecting our users not to know how to make a budget or how to save their money. And so we lay out a simple layout for them to learn how to figure out where their money needs to go. For instance, if their weekly gas paying is right around $30, then we'll make sure they have enough money in that gas category to have week by week enough gas in their car. Pretty much, we're making sure they don't run into problems when they're actually running into them. Rather, we're warning them ahead of time. We also have savings. So our app will connect to 2 bank accounts. It'll be one, their incomings and outgoings. So if the teen has a debit card, that will be connected to our app, and that will be connected to their total budget. And then the second one is their savings account. Now, through our research, we realized that teens don't really put away a lot of money in their long-term savings account, if that's for college, a new car, or a house in the future. The reason for this is because they don't actually know how much money is in their savings account. I mean, when you think about it, why would you put hundreds of dollars away when you could very well only have $1,000 in that bank account? So our app will allow them to see their savings that they have, but not allow them to take money out of it. Another of our key factors is Curo Cash. Curo Cash is a layout that is almost like a reward system. So if you think you go to Starbucks and you get stars every time you make a purchase, ours is similar. Ours allows them to learn, but also get rewards for learning. For instance, this video up there, if they watch the video, they'll be able to redeem 5 points. Later on, they'll be able to turn those 5 points in or more to get different rewards, if that's savings at their favorite store or free shipping. And our other key aspect is our wish list. Now, our wish list is laid out in a way that connects to the Amazon store. They're able to browse the entire Amazon store and save up for specific products. For instance, Nike sneakers. These sneakers are $100. They're able to allocate a specific percentage of their money in each paycheck to go to the wish list section. Then they're able to save up to $100, and once they have those $100 set aside, that button that says buy will turn green, allowing them to buy the product. This is key because we're teaching teens that they can't just go out and buy an entire new pair of shoes or bag whenever they feel like it, but rather they have to save up for those things.
We'll just be a moment.
I think if you step outside, it goes off maybe.
Yeah.
How are we doing in the back? Getting there? Okay.
Are there any questions thus far?
Oh, we're back.
Oh.
So,
there we go.
As Caitlin just explained, the main point of our app is the wish list section, and this will be our main source of revenue. We want our app to remain free so that we can get as many users as quickly as possible. So, how do we make money? The easiest way for us to do this starting off is through a program called Amazon Associates. Through this program, the user will be able to pick their product from the Amazon store, then they'll be able to save for it, as Caitlin explained, and we can get anywhere from 4 to 8.5% commission once they're able to purchase the item. The percentage goes up by every item we sell. So by the time we sell 1,000 products, we'll be at the 8% commission rate. So if the average user saves for a $100 product in 4 months, setting aside, say, $25 every month, that would be $8 right there. We times that by 3 for the rest of the year, then we're making $24 per user. These numbers are reflected in our slide in the Excel sheet right here. And we have year 1 through year 5 and our first projected annual incomes. These numbers are lower than what we're hoping for. We made another Excel sheet that programmed 50+ users every single month to add to our clientele. We're hoping these numbers grow a lot faster with our incredible marketing. And so these numbers are all summative. But this is what brought us to our pre-money valuation and also giving 12% equity.
Next for our TAM, SAM, and market size. So our TAM, obviously, our target market are the parents. So we looked at all the parents in the US to get our total available market. We then dwindled it down for our servable available market to all the parents in the US with children ages between 12 and 22 because those are our key users for our app. And then finally, we hit our market size. We found our market size through using our revenue plan for the next 5 years, saying we gain 50 users per month.
Social media. So the 3 main forms that we're going to be marketing online are Twitter, Facebook, and of course, our website. So for parent outreach, we're planning on using Facebook because on Facebook, 71% of the users are over the age of 25, which is beginning to feed right into that parenting age. Now, we have already launched a Facebook campaign that has reached over 1,000 users and has gotten a ton of response from parents, making it the perfect platform for parents. And for teenage education, we're planning on using our website as well as our app. Jumping back to what Liz said about educational videos, we're planning on making short 2 to 8 minute videos on things that teens would like to learn about involving finance. The reason we know what teens want is we sent out a survey to which 350+ students responded on what would be the things they would like to learn when it comes to finance. Now, for teen outreach, we're going to be using Twitter. The amazing thing about Twitter is that 33% of teens will check their Twitter on a daily basis or more. Now, tweets are also kept to 140 characters, which is nice and sweet, short and sweet, for teens' short attention spans. And for teen usage, we will of course be using our Kiro app.
This is our first amount of money to be able to launch at the beginning of August. We're asking for $2,255 designated to startup costs. This is necessary because we need to file to become an LLC. Once we're an LLC, we're going to be able to open our marketplace on the Apple App Store and also open our own bank account. Then another important cost structure in this is the $13,000 in the development. This is for coding and programming our app, and also the insurance that goes along with it. We also have set aside a $12,000 marketing budget for $1,000 each month. But we can increasingly lower all of these rates, and here's how. Again, the startup costs will stay the same, but we're working with the local community colleges to find out in their technology programs if they're going to be able to help us code our app, either as part of growing their portfolio or as part of their class. This will extremely decrease our developmental costs from the $13,000 you saw before to the $4,000. Next, we lowered the marketing rate to $1,000 because word of mouth is obviously good marketing as well, and we can put in more sweat equity of our time to increase our personal marketing campaign on social media, which we could do for free, which goes to the grand total of $7,255 for 12% of our company.
Our goal is to incorporate financial education within our app, which then we will be able to teach teens so that they can go out into the world and demonstrate this key financial knowledge that is going to benefit them in the future. Thus, Curo is creating a financially educated generation to come.
Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please come find us, and happy savings.
It's a wonderful goal to get the teenagers to start saving money, but we want them to spend so that we make more money, right? So the question is, how are you going to, get more advertising to sell to those teens who are saving the money so you can take the money from them, basically, right? Have you thought about that?
Yes, so our main program right now and how we're going to get revenue is going to be through the Amazon Associates, because that's easier for us to become assured with their program to make commission right away. Once we have lots of users, we're hoping to contact direct manufacturers personally. So if the child wanted to save for Nike shoes, then we would be able to go to Nike. And then also another source of revenue that can come in once we become big and have a lot of users is harvesting data, which is a big new, lots of revenue in that section. And we can show them actually data that no other company has, because we're going to be able to tell them exactly when the users are going to be able to buy their product. So we can go to Nike and say, we have 2,000 users who are going to be able to buy your product in 3 months. Can you give them free promotions? Can you give them free shipping? And use other advertising like that. So we're going to start with Amazon Associates and then hopefully branch out.
Good job. Could you explain your commission program, the 4.5% to 8.5%? How does that work?
So how Amazon Associates works is you can get anywhere from 4.5 to 8% commission rate off the product, and it goes up per every item you sell. So if we get to the 1,000, we've sold 1,000 products through our app, then we're going to be able to have 8% commission coming back. How it works is they would click the picture, and our cookies would be sent to the Amazon site, and Amazon would be able to track that we sent them.
Now, is that your main source of revenue or your only source? I'm sorry if I missed that.
Yes, that's the main source of revenue.
Okay, thanks.
We have time for one more question.
So just so I understand the marketing premise, you want to sell the program or the app to the parents, right? And then the link is for the student to use it, or the younger person to use it. It's so that they'll save money to then buy something on Amazon, right? Is that the hook?
Yes.
Okay.
The goal is
Go ahead.
The goal is going to be to reach out to the parents and sell mainly to the parents, but we want to make it enjoyable for the teens as well, and we want the teens to be feeling the benefit and also getting the financial education that they may not have.
So do they reap the rewards by physically saving the money, or going through the app and taking sessions and then they get points and then is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Or is
Both ways.
Both ways? Okay. Thank you.
Did you also have a question?
So what's more important in your program? Is it the purchasing power through Amazon Associates, or is the content that's driving people to your website or app?
No, our platform, this is the easiest platform for us to use to gain revenue at the beginning. The main attraction isn't Amazon, it's that's going to be their search engine that they're going to be able to search for products for and pick to then save their money for and save up for it. And then we're going to be able to get commission because it's through the program of Amazon Associates.
And with that, I'm going to wrap up the question session for Curo. Nice round of applause for Curo. Looks like we might have had a power surge, and we need a couple of minutes to get things back on track from a technology standpoint. So what we've seen so far in the three groups that have presented, we have seen Veto, which is the only startup that is not an app. So keep that in mind as you're evaluating the 5 different groups. Many of the groups have ideas for education and safety. And that's a really great thing from the critical thinking and sort of idea generating aspect that's going on in the classroom. They're bringing up ideas that are providing solutions to problems in our world. And I'm sure all of us can agree that there are lots of applications for some of these. Even the one that's for the little kids, I think a lot of us with college kids would like to use that. Any general questions right now about how you could get involved? Relationships do matter. If you're thinking of someone right now that you think would be a great asset to this program, I'm sure Shelley Lindgren would love to hear from you. There are small ways and big ways to get involved, and I think all of us that have kids at the next level, that have been on the college, in the college scene, would agree that at Innovation Park, at all of the schools, they're all doing this. So it might be neat to have one of the college students come and talk and reach out to the kids in the classroom as well, because they can really relate to that next level and maybe what the student was doing when they were here at Carmel, and provide a room with a view or some building blocks on what's going to happen in the future and down the road. Any questions about the card that you have for suggesting mentors or just loving Carmel? I think we're ready for our next group. I'd like to introduce Ambulert, not ambulance, Ambulert. And they have a product that is also designed to improve safety, not only for people on the road, but for emergency vehicles and their staff as well. And with that, welcome Ambulert.
Hi, my name is Harrison Jensen, and I am the Chief Executive Officer at Ambulert.
Hi, my name is Veda Wilkins, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer at Ambulert.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Roberts, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Ambulert.
Hi, I'm Austin Green, and I'm the Chief Information Officer at Ambulert.
In today's busy world, our priorities are often not in the right order. For example, when we take phone calls when we drive, or in any way drive distracted, we are prioritizing our desires over our lives and the lives of countless others around us.
Now, picture yourself behind the wheel, and you see you're getting a call from your boss about an upcoming promotion. That's a call you can't miss for the world. Am I right?
So, you take the call, and you are completely immersed in the call and totally forget about your outside surroundings. And it isn't until you hang up that you realize there has been an ambulance trying to get around you for quite some time. But you shrug it off and continue to drive.
Now think about the person in that ambulance. The time that you wasted could have very likely meant life or death for the person in that ambulance, and no call is that important.
Distracted driving is a very prevalent issue. And from the research we've conducted, we found data to prove our point. Thousands of people are injured in EMS vehicle accidents every year. And over 60% of these accidents occur when EMS vehicles are on emergency routes. Ambulert is the solution to this problem.
Here's our business model canvas. I'd like to highlight a few points, including the problem and the solution. Clearly, the problem is that people are distracted every day while driving. The solution is Ambulert. It's an app service that allows people to use a sound. They will hear a sound coming from the app, and that will tell them when to pull over when an ambulance is coming.
We've reached out to many fire department and police departments, and they think the idea is wonderful. And these are some things that they've had to say about our product. They believe that is a problem that has to be solved.
Our Ambulert app is going to be developed into a two-way system. After you download the app for free, you'll have the option to log in as an EMS driver or as a civilian. If you log in as an EMS driver, you will input your credentials so we know that you are who you say you are. Then, while responding to a call, you will turn on your Ambulert transmissions, and phones in the area with the Ambulert app will be notified that the ambulance is attempting to pass them. Now, as a civilian, after downloading the app, you will create a profile, and then you're all good to go.
In the development of our product, we did a market study. We found our total addressable market, our TAM, our serviceably addressable market, our SAM, and our serviceably obtainable market, or our SOM. The outer white circle is our TAM. We found this number by finding the number of drivers in the United States. This number is over 218 million. And 70% of those drivers have their phones with them while they're driving. And by using these numbers, we came to our TAM of 152.6 million. And the inner red circle is our SAM. We found this number by finding the number of drivers in Illinois and using the same number of 70% of them having their phones with them while they are driving. And this came to our SAM of a little over 5.9 million. And to find our SOM, we took 1% of that, which was what we believe we can achieve in our first few years in business.
Here are our startup costs. Our startup costs will include a patent, an LLC, and a domain name, which we already have, but we will need to maintain that. We'll also include the app development, which is our #1 priority for our first few years at Ambulert. The total startup costs will be about $28,734.
Here we have our sources and uses. As Veda just went over, our startup costs will total $28,734. That is what we are asking for today to be able to build our app and file for a patent. Now, we have our maximum cumulative losses and our liquidity cushion at a total of $34,000. We will need that money before we can officially launch Ambulert. Now, in our sources, we have our founder cash equity at $500. As a team, we have decided we will contribute $500 just to show our dedication to the company.
Now, these are our financial projections through our first 5 years in business. In our first year, we plan on being in debt, but then from then on out, we plan on maintaining a steady growth in our business, and we're going to make a profit by selling advertisement slots through our app.
For our discount rate and pre-money valuation, our discount rate is about 14% because we realize there are risks in starting a company, but we are very confident in the success in our company. We also have our founder sweat equity, which is about $80,000. We found that number based on how much time we have put into this company throughout the year. Our pre-money valuation, therefore, is about $1.5 million. Our exit multiple. Our exit timing is going to be about 5 years, and we plan to sell it to a strategic buyer, such as the Waze app. The new IRR percent is about 54.
Now that we have gone through all the financials, we are asking for $28,734 for a 15% equity stake in our company. We believe that this will cover all of our startup costs.
Our future. We have a 5-year plan with Ambulert. In our first year, we hope to secure more police and fire municipalities in the Chicagoland area to start expanding the use of our product and start making revenue. In year 2, we hope to start talking to legislators about our project. Because one possible pathway we see with Ambulert is creating government-mandated regulation with it. That, just like Amber Alerts that are currently out there, Ambulerts would be mandated on everybody's phone in the United States. And we start talking to legislators in our second year about this possibility. In our 3rd and 4th years, we hope to continue expanding our product across both Illinois and the rest of the United States. And in year 5, we hope to either sell our product to a strategic buyer such as Waze, or hopefully get legislation passed mandating Ambulerts in everybody's phones.
Finally, why should you invest in us? Because at Ambulert, we are not only confident that our business is profitable, but you will be making the road safer and saving lives.
We would like to thank you for your time. Our contact information is on the screen in case you would feel free to reach out to us. And now we'd like to open it up for any questions.
So as I understood what you were saying, there are two pieces to you getting the product to market. One is you have to have the fire departments, the ambulance providers be associated with it so that they send a signal, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you have to have consumers want to download the app, right?
Yes.
And you're monetizing it by selling ads on the app, right? So what's the, as a consumer, other than being a good citizen, which is nice, is good, but what would be the motivation for the consumer other than that to say, I got to have this app on my phone? Because the only way you're going to sell advertising is if enough people have the app on the phone so that they're going to see the ads, right? So what's the hook to the consumer other than the good citizen aspect, which is strong, but do you have another hook, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Sure. Well, we see multiple different market areas for this product. First being young drivers such as ourselves. When we first get our licenses, parents are obviously very worried about what we're doing on the road, so we see that as one possible market. Parents who are just worried about their kids on the road and making sure that they're pulling over for EMS vehicles. Secondly, people, the elderly that don't necessarily hear as well anymore and are struggling to hear ambulance sirens on the road. And people that just are concerned about distracted driving and want to be safer on the roads are three distinct groups that we're hoping to market our product to.
What type of signal is it versus a big siren and a horn going off? Like what signal do you have on the app that gets somebody's attention? Like what is it? Is it the sound or vibration or?
Between the apps, well, Austin's uncle has been helping us through this, and what we can do from the EMS side of the app, we can send our notification into the cloud, and in a selected radius around that vehicle, all those phones would be able to pull down the alert telling them to pull over.
I think what he meant was, what's the sound? Like is it beep, 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 or something like that?
Oh, sorry. We haven't really decided. It could be Siri saying, please pull over to the right, or it could just be a distinct ambulance sound that we choose of some sort of beep, beep, beep.
So I just want to come back to the advertising part of this. This app is not really designed to be used. It's really to be heard. So why would I, as a user, be looking at AmbuAlert to get advertising? Walk me through how the advertising plays into this.
Yeah, so when you first sign up for the app, there will be advertisements such as ADT, another safety company. So it's really when you first log into that app, or if you make other adjustments through your app with your account, that's where you'll be using it. Otherwise, it's a non-interactive app.
And have you looked at the market? Obviously, there's governmental ambulance and fire department and police units, but obviously there's a lot of private ambulances and the like. And actually, I think some of the pictures on there look like private services. So is that part, it seems like that market is as important as the consumer, right, is to get those guys to use it? And how do you attempt to get to those individuals with this product?
Well, we will reach out to chiefs in the area, and we have already reached out, and many seem interested. And if we can get those municipalities to download our app and use it then in those districts, we would market it.
Are your startup costs, that $28,000, is that for a proof of concept, like a beta, to the local police and fire departments, or is that kind of like all in? It seems low. If you're going to go across the country, or even regionally, the 28,000 seems a little bit light. Or maybe that's the wrong number. I don't have it in front of me, but I guess the question better is, what is the strategy? Are you going to start with the local municipalities to prove the concept?
Yeah, just get a proof of concept of the app, to get the app developed, and start filing for patents is what we're going to use the money to start off with.
Did I hear you say you talked to legislators about this?
Yes.
What did they say? What was their reaction?
We actually haven't done that yet. We're hoping to do that eventually, very soon. And that would be a very long process to go through. We hope to do that very soon.
I guess one more question for me. Explain how this is different than Waze. You talked about Waze being a strategic at the end of the line, which is always smart to line up with a strategic buyer. But I use Waze. It's a community-based application. They tell you where the next pothole is, where the next dead raccoon is on the road. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? So it's all real time. Wouldn't they present some sort of a competitive threat if they don't already?
Yes, so Waze is based on people admitting or, like putting in the information themselves. So Ambulance would be more reliable, where it will always tell you when the ambulance is coming versus just a person and there's human error in that. So this would be more of a reliable source for knowing when an ambulance or another EMS vehicle is coming.
Time for one more question. Thank you, Ambulance.
Thank you.
When I was in visiting the students, I noticed some very particular skill sets that the students had and that they were developing. Some of the students came with an interest in coding. Some of them had a natural affinity for marketing. Some of them enjoyed being the team leader and really stepped to the forefront with their leadership. There's so many different skill sets that were being used in the room in all of the 5 groups. I really believe that you would agree that this is a great opportunity for Carmel to grow and to connect the dots with business and technology and critical thinking skills and all of the great academics that are going on at Carmel. So the last group we're going to look at tonight and listen to, their title, their company name is FlakTrack. This is also an app, a technology-related tool, but does very different things than any of the applications that we've seen in the 4 prior groups that have presented. What they have is a really great solution to finding your phone when there's no battery. And with that, welcome FlakTrack.
Where is your phone right now? Imagine when you just looked in your purse or in your pocket, your phone was no longer there. Your photos, your text messages, your social media, everything is on that one small device. That gut-wrenching feeling pulls at your stomach as you realize everything is lost. Now imagine you're a CEO of a successful company. You're on vacation with your family, and while admiring the beautiful scenery, you reach into your pocket and realize your phone is no longer there. You try using Find My iPhone, calling it, and asking those around you, but nothing seems to work. This exact situation happened to my dad this past summer when we were on vacation. When he realized he lost his phone, he also realized he lost his contacts, his business emails, and his appointments. It is through this situation that we were inspired to create our product. Hi, I'm Victoria Gambroni, CEO.
I'm Grace Butz, CMO.
I'm Tyler Strauss, CFO.
And we're FlakTrack. Before we begin, we'd like to apologize for our 4th co-founder not being with us tonight, Emily Silge. She is out at her sectionals track meet competing, and she wishes she were here to present with us, but she was unable to come.
$1.4 million. That's the number of smartphones that was lost in 2013, according to Consumer Reports. and out of those 1.4 million, only a mere 7% were recovered. Today, Americans have spent over $840 million on recovering lost devices in the past year. At FlagTrack, we understand that losing your phone is becoming more and more common as the number of smartphone users increases. It is our goal to reduce the number of lost phones with our product, Fitty Phone Case.
Okay. At FlagTrack, our value proposition is our Fitty Phone Case is a revolutionary device that uses low-power technology to track your phone from anywhere in the country. Moving into our business model canvas, as Emily just explained in the video, our problem is losing your phone when your phone has lost battery or is turned off. We are trying to create a solution where you track the case and not the phone itself, so that if your phone is out of battery, it's not a problem. Leading into our customer segment, we are planning on marketing our product to those in the workplace, and if they lost their phone, it would be detrimental. For those in the business world, when they lose their phone, that could mean losing a client. So we're trying to reduce the amount of times that this happens. We are also planning on marketing our product for $90, and Tyler will go more in depth with this when we get to the financial part of our presentation.
The technology that we're going to be embedding into our phone case is an RPMA chip. We were originally thinking about using either Bluetooth or GPS, but with research and evaluation, we found that Bluetooth just wouldn't have a strong enough connection for a startup company, and GPS would be too expensive of a monthly rate. With the help of our mentor, though, we found a company called INCubator, and we are going to be using their RPMA technology in our phone case. It is currently available in 32 NFL cities, which covers over 80% of the US population, and the company is working on expanding their technology to the rest of the world. RPMA, or Random Phase Multiple Access, is a technology designed for machines. It's designed to run freely and independently and can last years or even decades between battery lives. It runs on a reliable wireless network with access points designed for accuracy. And it will have a monthly data rate of only 40 cents a month compared to GPS, which is upward of $5 a month. And we will be integrating the 40 cents into the price of our phone case, so it won't be inconvenient for the user to pay 40 cents a month for their phone case to work. And we are passing around a phone case now that will be similar in design to the Fitty Phone Case. It will be made out of a tough polycarbonate, which will be durable and help protect the phone. And then the lining that you see in the case right now is a silicone microfiber, which we will also be using in the phone case to add to the durability of the phone case. We're going to make it as flat as possible so that it won't be inconvenient for the user. And with extensive research, we found that this technology, the RPMA technology, and the materials for the phone case will be the most effective for the user.
Over the course of the year, we have sent out multiple surveys to get a better understanding of our possible customers. After analyzing all of the data and the responses, we figured out that we would market our product towards working adults ages 35 to 55 with iPhones. While losing your phone is problematic for anyone, especially tech-savvy teenagers like us, it's detrimental for working adults. In addition to losing your personal contacts, photos, and other information, you risk the chance of losing work clients, business deals, and confidential work information. Our total addressable market is people with cell phones in the United States. This is currently over 200 million people. Next, we have the serviceable addressable market, which is people with iPhones in the United States, and this is 94 million people. And lastly, we have the serviceable obtainable market, which is working adults ages 35 to 55 with iPhones in the United States.
We've tracked down some of our biggest competitors in this market, one of them being OtterBox. This is a company that sells durable phone cases that help prevent your phone from breaking. Another one of our main competitors is Find My iPhone. And this is an app in which, using your iCloud information, you can track your phone within seconds of losing it. While this app can be very useful, it is ineffective once your phone is turned off or it's lost its battery. And similarly to Find My iPhone, Find My Friends is another app in which you can share your location with one of your friends, so when you lose your phone, you can go on their device and track it from there. Once we get our product up and running, we plan to market it on our website, flaktrack.com. And we'll promote this with our current accounts on social media of Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Further along the way, we'll look to our partners in Genu to market our product on their website. Currently on their website, they promote other products that incorporate their technology with RPMA, including a tracking insole for shoes. Later, we'll look to retail stores such as Best Buy to sell our Fitty phone case. We've been working hard over the last few weeks to make a user-friendly website for our customers. On the home page, they'll be able to understand what Fitty phone case is and where to buy it. The second page is Track, and here our customers will sign into their account and they'll be able to track their phone case with a click of a button. The third page is Shop, where they can buy their Fitty phone case. And the last two pages help our customers understand who we are as a company and how to contact us.
In the future, we have big plans for FlagTrack. We are working on finishing our prototype, and this will give us a real version of our final product that we can begin selling and testing. And although we already have a website, we're going to be working on developing an app. This will allow the Fitty phone case users to manage their account from their mobile device. In addition to all of that, we're going to be working on developing Fitty 2.0, and this will be an updated version of the original case that will be slimmer, more durable, and even more reliable.
Moving into finance, it costs $60 to manufacture our product, and we'll be selling our product for $90 for a $30 profit. It costs $16 for the polycarbonate rubber material that we use for our case, along with a $5 manufacturing fee, which we will pay to a company in China to manufacture our product. Inside the phone case will be the RPMA card, which costs $25, along with the $4 activation fee. Built into our cost structure is the monthly plan over a 2-year cycle, which is what most phone carriers use. And after the 2-year cycle, people purchase new phones. And for 40 cents over 24 months, that total comes out to $10. For funding, our startup cost is about $16,600. This includes filing for a patent, paying for a patent lawyer, and filing for an LLC, along with some costs for marketing to get our product out to the public. The maximum losses is at $20,000. This is because the RPMA card that we pass to our investors is actually lent to us from INgenu's company, and any damages, or if we lose the card itself, it will cost $20,000, and this is why our liquidity cushion is at $30,000 to cover just in case if we lose or damage the card, and we won't be in debt. And for our plant, property, and equipment is $1,000. This will be used for perfecting our prototype in the future and paying our future employees that will help us with our company and running our company. And for uses of capital, each investor or each founder has promised to give $100, which comes out to $400, so the investors will only have to pay $67,200. For our financial projections, our first year will be used as a setup year to set up our company, and in this year we will file for our patent, hopefully get our patent, file for our LLC, and hopefully become a company. And this will also the year where we focus on marketing our product to the public. And annually, the stock for Apple increases by 4 million users each year. So by year 2, there will be 100 million users and so on. And we hope that our market plan will double our ownership in the market of all iPhone users as we progress as a company. And when you multiply our ownership percentage of the market by the total number of users that use iPhones in the United States, that is how we got the total sales yearly. And if you multiply that by our profit of $30, that is where we got our annual net income. And with our $383,000 sweat equity, plus the net income of all 5 years, we get a pre-money valuation of $4,674,200. So today, we are asking our investors for a $17,200 investment for a 12% stake in our company. That is an initial investment, but we hope in the future that we will be invested $67,200 for an 18% stake in our company.
I'm sure you have all heard of other methods of tracking your phone, such as Find My iPhone, or simply just calling it. So what makes us different from them? Well, for one thing, the two of them have one major flaw. You can't use them when your phone is dead. That's where Fitty Phone Case comes into play. Our product tracks the phone case itself rather than the actual phone. So you don't have to worry about your phone being dead for the product to work. By simply logging onto our website, you can pinpoint the exact location of your device every single time. Our PMA is such a low-power technology that you won't ever have to worry about your case being dead, so it will always be accessible to you. We have identified lost phones as a huge problem at FlagTrack, and we see the issue only getting bigger. So we have come up with a solution that we really think is going to work, so please consider investing in our company today. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and we'll
As I recall, there was going to be an alert when you left your phone somewhere. Do you still have that as part of your?
We're not really focusing on that right now. We're kind of focusing on getting the RPMA to work, and then hopefully in the future we might. I remember when we had the MVP, we were talking about maybe like a card or something that people could carry around. That kind of helped us to figure out like who we were marketing it to. But I think we're going to focus more on the phone, and then once we get that kind of figured out, we.
Could you guys take me through I guess you call it a use case? So for example, if I'm flying through the Atlanta airport and I stop for a cup of coffee and I put my phone down and I have one of your products, and then I go jump on my connecting plane, what happens? I realize I'm, halfway to Miami and I lost my phone. Do I need to go to a website to then? I just missed that part of the use.
So once you lose your phone, you can go on to another device and log into your account on our website to track it from there. And later on, once we make an app and get the money to make it, you can go onto an app or the website.
Okay. It's looked like you guys hung your revenue projections on the $30 differential between your sell cost and your manufacturing cost. But that $30 is really just your gross margin. You've got other costs that you need to account for. Did you, I think you will, right? Development, support, new releases, whatever it might be. Did you guys build that in?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
So your revenue is $90, it's a $90 device, right?
Yeah.
$90 product. It costs $60 to manufacture. So there's a $30 gross profit, or you guys call it net income, but I don't think it's really net income. I think it's more gross profit. It's gross margin, gross profit. So out of that $30, then you have to start thinking about all the other things that it costs to run your business. Did you guys build that in? I don't think I saw that.
We did not build it into our annual net income. We just base that off the gross profit of each sale, like you said.
Yeah, because that, the money that's left over after your cost of goods, whatever you want to call it, at $60, needs to, you know, you've got to spread it around to allocate for other expenses like marketing, sales, paying yourselves at some point if that becomes, you know, even.
In our first year, we will be losing money because we will be spending it on marketing and getting our product out, if I'm understanding your question.
That's great. You'll have ongoing marketing costs, and I think key to a successful business is to continue investing in marketing and increasing those marketing dollars over the years. So all I'm saying is just, you know, be wary of the fact that the $30 that's left over after you sell the $90 product has to pay for a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So on the technology side, your phone doesn't have to be charged, right? So does your product require a charge initially? You know, explain that to me. And how long does it last? Is there any charge associated with it that needs to go on? How does that work?
No, you do not have to charge it. It's a low-power technology, so it actually works for a long period of time without you having to charge it. And as Tyler was explaining, most people get a new phone every like 2 years. So even it would be able to last that long in order for you to get a new case.
Okay. Have you thought, you're just targeting the iPhone, correct? You're not looking at the Android market then as well?
For right now, yes.
iPhone?
Well, I'd like to commend you guys for bringing your teammate in from the track meet to include her in the presentation. That's very nice of you guys. I'd like to follow up on something that Jeff talked about in terms of margins. So here's another way to approach it. If you've been to any kind of a cell phone store, Verizon, AT&T, and like, you know, there's a lot of products they're offering there. You should spend a little time. Your margins, I can tell your margins are way too low. This stuff has very high margins, so you're probably pricing yourself out of the market in terms of your costs and the like that goes with that. So it wouldn't be very hard to do enough research on what margins those types of ancillary products, you know, command in the market today. I think you'd find you'd have a lot more room there, which you're going to need back to Jeff's point, because you got a lot of costs you got to cover. So I think you got to recast where your pricing is versus what your costs are.
One more question on revenue. Was there another revenue component? Was there like 40 cents a month? Is that a subscription fee that you're getting?
It's built into the It's built into the like final price, the $60. It's built into it for the 2-year plan. Because it's 40 cents per month over 2 years, that'll be $10, and that's how we build that onto how much the case itself would cost.
Oh, so that's a part of your cost structure.
Yes.
In the $60.
Yes.
Have you thought about a subscription-based model where, and we could probably talk about this stuff for a long time, but like, you know, annuity or subscription-based services are really cool, right? Because the money just keeps rolling. And if you charge, like a lease or rent, if you want to call it that, right? So if you charge some price per month, whatever that price might be, to achieve greater margins versus the one-time sale, or maybe in addition to the one-time sale, I don't know, but just something to think about. Is that transaction-based pricing, because that becomes an annuity, and then you just continue to build on that, and it's not like having to go out and sell more hard product each and every day, right? Because you're going to build on that list of subscribers and watch your revenue grow. So just a thought.
So as a misplacer of iPhones, I do like the product. Just curious, when you looked at your cost structure again and building that out, did you have the cost of carrying just the inventory that you anticipate selling? Because one of the worst problems, believe it or not, a fledgling company can have is not being able to keep up with the demand. So, you know, have you just accounted for the inventory on your projected sales? What if it was double that, triple that? How are you going to scale that up?
Well, I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
So you had certain unit volumes in your projections. You know, I forget the numbers, but you know, selling 134,000 units, I think, the first year or the second year. So were you just basing your costs on buying 134,000 units exactly, because that was what you were projecting your sales to be, or do you have a buffer built in there for, you know, maybe more demand, or are you just literally looking at the units?
No, we're going to make more in case we could always sell more than what we project. So we would manufacture more products.
That's just what we're like assuming.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you, Flag Track.
Thank you.
So that wraps up the 5 companies that we had presenting for us tonight. These are very talented juniors. They have strong minds. They have given us a window into the future. They've collaborated on some fantastic ideas for Carmel's first ever pitch night. They've applied what they've learned in the Business Incubator class, presenting innovative solutions to everyday issues. And they're making our world a better place to live in. Thank you for vetoing those mosquitoes, for Keep Safe for our children, Curo for finance and budget educational tools, AmbuLert for keeping us safe on the road, and lastly, for Flag Track for helping us find our cell phones when the battery dies. Let's give them all a round of applause. It's been a great evening. One last thing, these are the cards. Brainstorm if there's anyone that can share some ideas, some time, talent, treasure. Please leave these cards in the back, and thanks for joining us.